Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites who come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as the United Snakes of America, right? The land on which we stand, submerged, okay, snorkeling, to wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, the people on this sign, all right? Get you to repent, acknowledge your offense, pray for forgiveness, and get back in order. The ordinances of Yahweh Shem Shah, the law. All right? Keep the laws to the best of your ability. All right? First and foremost, we face the east. Call Halal Yahweh Shem Shah, Baha Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops. A great millstone. Even the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right? Shalom, shalom, and salutations to you all. All right, so here we are, right? Once again, not done yet, right? Still got a little yet to do. But as you can see, these charlatans are coming out of the woodwork. The Billy Carsons, right? Everybody sees what's going on, so now they're making their move, right? The false prophets. Let's acknowledge them real quick. This is 2 Peter 3:3. Most of all, first and foremost, what's the most important thing about this end? Okay. 2 Peter 3:3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. So here comes Billy Boy again, Billy Carson, right? He went and hid, right? Went and hid away because he was out there. He got caught slipping, and they made him look foolish on the world stage, and then he disappeared. And he probably renegotiated his contract because they got his ass right back out there, right? As soon as the magician, see, everybody was kicked up a notch. The demons were kicked up a notch, right? With this big, the aliens are coming and the UFOs and Donald Trump's going to reveal it. He's somehow the magician, and everybody called him Caesar Borgia. I'm like, you got to take a closer look. Okay, because the real witchcraft got kicked up. And here they are. So, what is the most important thing? Because DJ Trump, okay, never once did he say he was Caesar Borgia or JC. Not once. The whole time, he was completely agreeing with Marina the Witch. Marina the Witch called him the magician. So all you got to do is go to Google, type in the magician tarot, and whatever Trump was wearing that day in that picture comes up. The magician comes up. And immediately you see that Trump was not on some JC shit. He was on some Marina the Witch shit. Okay? But he still wanted that energy, you know. Why? Why did he want that energy? Let's lock in. He wanted that energy because he came, let's get that. He came as JC. Right? He got that recognition through the power and media of the medium. What am I looking for? What we just read? 2 Peter. Bear with me. This is very important because people just blow by this. 2 Peter. Three. 2 Peter 3:3, right? Now let's read some of these different the differences. So let's read the differences in these Okay? And I always do this, it's very important. In 2 Peter 3 and 3, it says, scoffers. That word scoffers goes back to false teachers. Billy Carson is a false teacher. You start talking about the Nephilim and the sons of God had sex with the angels had sex with women, you're gone. 2 Peter 3 and 3 says, knowing this first in the King James, knowing this first that there shall come in the last days scholars. This is the NIV. Above all, you must understand. NLT. Most importantly, I want to remind you. English Standard, knowing this first of all, that's scoffers, false teachers. Most importantly, you must understand that in the last days, first knowing this, that in the last days, okay? Know this first of all, that in the last days, mockers, okay? First of all, knowing, without any doubt, that mockers will come in the last days with their mocking. Most importantly, you must understand, above all, be aware of this. Scoff. First, be aware of this. Scoffers will come. Okay. But first, you must realize that in the last days, some people won't think about anything except their own selfish desires. They will make fun of you. Knowing this first you must understand, first of all, you must understand, above all. But above all, most importantly, okay? What does that mean, most importantly? First of all. First of all, we're talking about the last days. First of all, the last day. What's most important about the last days? What is this saying? Speaking of the last days, about now. What the most important thing about now is what? Al-Azhar, Billy Carson, Nate Satan, Nathaniel Seven. This is the most important thing right now. Over and over. First of all, most importantly, knowing this first. What? In the last days, the most important thing about the last days is what? Billy Carson, Donald Trump, right? Walking after his own lust. What's his own lust? Power. He's the magician. He wants people to think he's God. He wants people to think he's JC. He did that knowing that people would think he was JC while he was presenting himself as the magician. So when they ask him, well, why were you trying to, I didn't think I was doing that. You know, he's being forthrightly honest. I didn't come as JC. That's what you applied to it, which was part of the plan. Okay, but what is he doing? He's coming as a false teacher. Okay, him and Billy Carson, Billy Ray, what's his name? Billy Ray, Nathaniel Ray. Nathaniel Ray, Nathaniel Seven Ray, Nate Satan. It's the most important thing. This guy's inside. First of all, he's a Fed through and through, and then he's inside. He's running. As far as the world knows, the Fed, Nate Satan, is running the Hebrew Israelites. We'll put it like that. That's like Master Farad Muhammad, right? The white man is running the Nation of Islam. What sense does that make? Nate is a known Fed and police. What was the biggest problem with the Black Panthers or the civil rights and all of that? It was the Feds were running it, and it was infiltrated. So is there any question what we're looking at? What's the most important thing? The Feds, false teachers that they sit in. What is Nate running around acting like he's a Yahushua? He won't even say Yahushua, but he's acting like JC for sure. This nigga's riding on a horse. What is he doing? He's most important in false teachers. Okay, so here comes Billy Carson, and here comes, see, the whole vibration of Yahushua is upon the earth right now. Okay? What if it be already kindled? It's kindling. See, Yahushua is bringing back that fire, right? He's bringing back the fire. But his reputation and everything is already here. It's happening before he even gets here, right? It's being kindled right now. And everybody's responding to the knowledge that he's on his way. They're trying to spin it, trying to deflect and obfuscate and confabulate. They're trying to turn it into whatever is convenient for them. All right? But guess what? We're in the time, right? The time of the end is also the time of the truth. This is one of my favorite scriptures, right? I know it's in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. Down here. 6 and 27. 2nd Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. We're in the time now, right? We're in the time now where this scripture, right, it's been coming and it's been contending. But right now, this scripture is flourishing. Okay, because the truth is being declared, and people try to take bits and pieces like Billy Carson. The brother was showing, what's his name? Shield of Faith. I forget what his name is. It was a beautiful lesson he put out. I was halfway through it. But he was exposing Carson coming out of the woodwork real quick to continue pushing this, Nephilim and giants and, reptilians and all of this bullshit, confusion, injecting himself back in the spotlight. Everybody suddenly, right, is jumping out. Anna Paulina Luna says to read the book of Enoch. Joe Rogan says to read the book of Enoch. Where is all of this bullshit coming from? Well, they're setting up for their alien invasion. Why read the book of Enoch? Because they're pointing you to the aliens, right? The aliens, Mount Hermon. They landed on Mount Hermon, and they're this all bullshit, right? They're about to launch that, right? When you understand what is going on, two things are going on. This devil is making his play, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is exposing this devil at the same time. They tried to make a run with David Wilcock, right? But see, we know something about David Wilcock that's blowing up in their face right now. What is it bringing attention to, if you will? Okay, because you can't do nothing against the truth but for it. Oh, we put down David Wilcock. What? David Wilcock said if he died, what? Black Jesus. You understand? So really all you're doing is exposing truth. Because that thing is just blowing up. My first thought was, Simeon Toko. They killed David Wilcock. Simeon Toko's about to, and that thing is just has a life right now. Okay? Simeon Toko has a life right now. And the men of the Lord, right? Dare I say, I brought that thing out and had to be like 2015, right? But here we are, right? And everybody will take a bite out of that, right? And then, but where did it come from, and how long have we been pushing the same vibe, right? Anyway, we're in the time that the truth is being declared. It had so long been without fruit, but now, right? Now, does that mean you could just come in and try to take credit for what is for other men's work? That's what people are doing right now, right? And what are they going to do? They're going to lead a lot of people into the ditch, right? In your zealousness for, in your lust for attention and views, and here it is. We've been out here toiling, right? You want to jump in front of us, take credit for it. It's clear that you're regurgitating our teachings, right? Because Billy Carson, where the hell were you 10 years ago? Where were you 10 and 15 years ago saying what you're saying now? Oh, we're at the end of the age, and these people, they're going to lose it. Where were you 10 years ago saying what we've been saying 10 years ago? So you're a phony. See, we've been watching, waiting, right? Nobody stepped up, but suddenly, right, you stepped up, got shot down. You don't know anything, right? And you went and crawled under your rock because you were embarrassed on the world stage. And now everybody has an opinion because this thing is blowing up. Here you come again, right? For your second round, you got to earn the money that you were unable to earn the first time when you got shut down out there. Anyway, the real truth is coming out that we put out there, and people are trying to, you know, lamb back, if you will. No, you out there using the word deceitfully. Okay, and you're gonna pay for that, Billy. All right, you're the worst. You and Nate are the worst thing out there. All right, you know where you got that from. Nate, you know the name, and you're teaching against it. And shall teach men not. You're gonna be the worst in the kingdom. Something went with that. I forget what it was. Let's just go to Matthew. Matthew 24 is all about what? About Nate. It's about Billy. And I mean, I didn't even want to go in this direction, but you got to understand what's going on. With every moment that passes, everybody knows that something is about to happen. So because of that, now everybody is suddenly a prophet. Who said something? This Moabite was praising one of his fellow nationalists, right? Oh, and he prophesied, and I'm like, what? Ain't no Moabite prophesied nothing. Okay? The prophets are the children of Israel. Okay? The prophets come out of the line of the children of Israel, none else. So, this guy, Muhammad, he ain't no prophet. Okay? The prophet Muhammad, no. He was an Ishmaelite. He wasn't no Israelite. The prophets come out, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael. You don't even get there. Abraham, Ishmael. Oh, got to get to Isaac first. There's a line. Okay, there's order in everything. So back the fuck up. Bunch of Israelites out of order, trying to squeeze somebody else into the lineage. It doesn't work that way. You say and do what the hell you want is not changing a damn thing. When it all comes out in the wash, we'll see who's standing on top and who's getting beat down with a rod of iron. You can see that. So do what the hell you think you gotta do. All right? We'll see in the spirit what happens. Okay? Because nobody's stopping this word from going forth. I'm looking for the book of Matthew 24. Okay? Oh shit, this is bad. I'm gonna just read from 4. Matthew 24:4. Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. So that's Nate, right? And it's talking about Nate like he's just a damn scoundrel. Starting with Nate, because Nate is in the faith, so to speak, right? Supposed to be teaching. So he's at the top. Then you get out there, then you get to Billy Carson and people that are outside of the faith and just talking shit. But many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive. Many shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. Then, now here's the most important part. People blow right through this because it pertains to what? These damn false teachers and how important they are and what they're going to do to you. To who? To the hopeful elect, the men of the Lord of the greatness. Here's what they're going to do. It introduced Nate, for many shall come in my name, and then it goes, then shall they deliver you up to be, who shall? Nate, men. Oh, the bomb camp. Oh, the grapists. They're going to deliver us up. Who is it talking about? Then shall they, who is they? For many shall come in my name, and shall deceive many. And then shall they deliver you up to... Who's doing all of this? Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. So if Nate is going to deliver us up, who's going to kill us? Those that are working with Nate. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. Right? Put you out. Oh, they didn't take the C hip, which is not the. There ain't no microchip. They ain't got one over there. Put them out. And shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Who's hating? Who's doing all that hating and betraying? Well, this guy Judas, right? Well, that's the spirit of Nate Satan, right? The betrayer, right? Nate was under the elder apostle. Still is, right? But what's he doing? First, you're betraying yourself because you don't understand order. And you wouldn't, why would you be offended if a man came in before you and, you just tell the truth? Why would you be offended about that? That's some childish shit, boy. All right? I won't even go into it. I won't go into it, but I know all about it. Anyway, and this is Matthew 24 and 2. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise. Did they not rise? He rose up, and shall deceive many. That's Nate. I'm sorry. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay? So here we are. The boys is about to go to sub-zero and start freezing out here. The love of many. Right? And those of us with the, you know what is amazing? Here's what's amazing to me. Just because GMS said something right, now you have to do the opposite. Whether it is in line with the doctrine, the true doctrine of the truth, or not. You don't care about that. You care about, well, because they got it, I have to do the opposite. What is that? Right? That is clearly, you're a 2/3. Anybody who could think like, well, they have the truth, but because I'm in this camp, I'm gonna align myself with something that is not the truth, instead of aligning myself with who has the truth. That is just, there are some things that, and people, as you get older, you accept the fact that, you know, some shit is just completely upside down. And you're like, oh, that's one of those things that's completely upside down, and you sidestep it, you keep it moving, and you make a mental note. It's like, yeah, those things exist out there. They got Bigfoot, mugwumps. His mom is a Bigfoot. His dad is a Bigfoot. His uncle is a Bigfoot. Right? Goonie Goo Goo. All right? Those things actually exist. So, we know, right? This is one of the signs. One of the signs of the end, right, is these false prophets. Why did David Wilcock die? Because he was against the Most High, put him to death. Most High put him to death, sanctioned his death, because he was putting false information out there. He was actually working for them folks, right? At some level, he was, you know, and right there towards the end, looked like some MK Ultra was going on there. You know, to have him go down like that and in that fashion, that was a lot of controlled behavior. If the story is anywhere near true about him shooting himself as they came to get him or whatever, sounds like there's two things going on in this situation, okay? Because some people didn't kill themselves and then they didn't find their body, they just kind of disappeared. So that's a different category of the ones that they walked up and here's the body, they're dead. The ones that disappeared without a trace and left it, that's a different category. So you can't take everything as one, right, and think that you're gonna figure this thing out, okay? What happened to Wilcock and how famous he is, right? There's a body. What happened to Nick Pope and how famous he is and what role he plays in the larger scheme of things, there's a body and a reason why he died that they're giving us. Some of these other people, there is no body, and as far as a reason, you know, I don't know, but that's a different category. So to look at this thing, you first have to gotta look at Wilcock. Gotta look at the fact that his biographer, they killed the biographer, or the biographer died too. No, they killed him. And that was an Illuminati hit that we know about, right? And it was for those that do know, it was a sign and a message, okay? In the spirit. But anyway, there's that. Right, and that's a lot. Because that brings in the Simeon Toko, that brings in Black Jesus, and that brings things, you know, that brings the truth into this, whatever they're doing. Okay? What they're doing is dealing with UFO, that's the angels. Okay? So these things are inextricably linked, and they have to be dealt with and they have to be parsed out. Okay? What's going on right now? The truth is being attacked. They're trying to say, oh, well, little green men, right? They're trying to force their narrative because they're about to make a blue beam move. Everything that they're doing is signaling a blue beam move, right? Now, why do they have to use a blue beam move? Here's why. If you understand what's going on, this is Revelation 12 and 12, right? Going into time. 12 and 12 says, old Satan, Revelation 12 and 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, worthy the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, so like the devil, has come down on you having great wrath, because he know that he hath but a short time. So we're dealing with time. How does he know that he hath but a short time? Okay, and what is he trying to accomplish? What does this have to do with Bluebeam? What does this have to do with these scientists? What does it have to do with Wilcock? Okay, well, Wilcock was dealing with Simeon Toko. Wilcock was dealing with aliens. See, you're dealing with UFOs and aliens, but then what's attached to Wilcock is Black Jesus. Black Jesus. Wait a minute. We're dealing with Black Jesus suddenly with Wilcock's death. So this is significant. All right? I'm sure that they didn't want that attachment to whatever it is that they're trying to pull off here. Right? But suddenly, Black Jesus got injected into on the world stage on this UFO 12 missing scientists thing. Black Jesus got slid up in there and it's running. Okay? All right? So, what is this devil doing right now? He knows that he hath but a short time. Why? How does he know that he hath but a short time? He knows he has to fake this thing because here's what started happening. I think it started happening in England. The chariots started pressing on these military sites, military sites in England. And then it went to, I forgot where it went, Australia. Then it wound up in New Jersey, okay? And they were trying to hide it. Oh, drones. No, this has been going on at these different installations, and it's the angels pressing on these military, and this is nothing new because this goes back to the 60s where they're shutting down ICBMs and things of that nature. Okay? Now, if they were shutting down ICBMs and nukes back then, we're dealing, people have to understand this, the Bible does not lie. And the Bible says that there's going to be 200 million missiles or nukes jumping off. And people are, oh, there it goes. Well, guess what people are feverishly doing right there? Building nukes. And they can do it so fast now that guess what? Guess what? Okay? So, when you hear about, well, the angels shut down, the angels were at this military installation, and it was drones and stuff. What are the angels over there doing? What are the angels doing? They're interrupting the making of nukes. They're slowing it down because it's not time yet. But 200 million of them are being made. What does it mean that, oh, the four angels are holding back the four winds of the earth? That means that they're stopping the mass production of a particular, right? They're stopping, they're putting the spirit of resistance on Trump's cabinet when he says, give me those nuclear codes right now. They're like, this, oh, nigga, you tripping. Those are the angels that are putting the spirit on his aid to say, no, it's not time yet. The angels are doing that, working on those men. Because Trump is trying to get them. Here's the question. How many nukes or an attempt at dropping a nuclear bomb has jumped off since October 7th, what they call the big, terrible October? How many times have nukes been attempted since then? Countless times. Countless times. Here's what you don't understand. And Trump and the nuclear code, that's just one of them. Okay? There are many stories about somebody trying to get off a nuke. Right? There's stories in there right now. Trump is discussing dropping a nuclear bomb on Iran to stop the war. That's out there right now. So many, many attempts are being made, right, for some people to fulfill their lust, like Bibi. He knows that right now is his time to do as many genocides as he can. Why not? Boom, boom. And if he had it his way, this motherfucker been trying to drop nukes, and guess what? He's been being stopped. If you dig deep enough, you will know that what I'm saying are the facts. And one of those attempts was this guy was trying to get the codes together so he could move forward. I'm not making that up. It's a matter of public knowledge out there. Pepe Escobar has a story going back, what, going back a year or so. This is Sirach 5. Sirach 5 and 15, be not ignorant of anything in the great matter or small. So it just helps to know these things. But the point being made is this. False teachers is very, very big as far as it pertains to the last days. Okay. Here we are in the last days. Everybody is trying to be house shy. Right? I heard what's her name? I forgot the little talking head, the little girl that does hair products, and I forget her name, but she was saying Yahusha and Yahusha, yeah, she was saying the name wrong for years. What's her name, Brenda something? But she Yahusha would never. She came with the right name the other time. I'm like, oh, she finally got the right name. See, that's a spirit move. She said, yeah, how old was this? She was kind of showing the names off that she knew them, right? She's saying the right name. I'm like, oh, finally, right? So the word is getting out there, and the elect are being sealed. Not that she is of the elect, but it's just in the spirit that's a sign that these things are, you know, are coming on through, coming to, you know, to fruition, if you will. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5. Want to come out. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation so far beyond all that they looked for. Okay, and the strangeness of his salvation is talking about them ships. Okay, so we're dealing with that. All right, and you have to know. See, it says that even the very elect. Let's get there. Is that 24:24? You can't fool the very elect. What does that mean? Well, there's a difference between an inanimate object and a living, breathing UFO, if you will. All right. Anyway, let's get this real quick. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Second Corinthians 2 and 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. This devil has his own flying machines, right? And Werner von Braun told us that they were going to fake an alien invasion. He didn't use those words, but he left enough clues, if you will. Even on his grave, his headstone, he was leaving clues. But just to let you know that he was leaving clues, it was Stanley Kubrick. But the point being made is that the men of the Lord, we know these things. We know what this devil is up to. We know what his next move is, right? And if you're not hearing this warning, right, then there's not much we can do, right? We did our part. Your blood is now off of our hands. But we know what this devil is up to, and you either believe it or you don't. Here's where I was going. Matthew 24. You got to know the difference between a real chariot, right? You're going to have to know. Why? Because you're going to be tested. 24. And this is right on point. I didn't mean to go here, but it goes right back to so you have to know that Trump wasn't trying to be Jesus. Trump was being the magician. You gotta know that. You can't think and be wrong. Well, Trump was trying to be Jesus. No. Nope. It's a little deeper than that. Pay attention. Okay? Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false Christ anointed, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Okay. You can't deceive the very elect. The very elect know the difference between a real chariot and a man-made chariot. And it's not easy. You got to know the characteristics, right? First, you got to know that you have to know certain things. You got to know how are you going to be able to cut through the bullshit. All right. Number one, angels don't have sex. Oh, the Nephilim, they came down and mated with women. Angels don't have sex. That's over. And all the rest of the bullshit that goes with that, it's cut with this. Angels don't have sex. Well, they came down and had sex with women. Angels don't have sex. That's over. The whole thing is out of the window. If you know, angels don't have sex. You can't fool the very elect. Well, the Nephilim and the giants and the angels don't have sex. Two different kind of flesh. You're lying. All of that is a cunningly devised fable. And everybody's out repeating the Nephilim, the giants, they mated with the women on the earth. The angels had sex with them. Angels don't have sex. It's just this simple. Here's how you cut through the Billy Carsons, the Nate Satans, right? The scriptures. Mary was a virgin, yet she was old enough to have sex. She's a woman of marriageable age. Okay? We're here to cut through all the bullshit, right? You can't fool the very elect, right? Because the scriptures won't allow it. The Spirit won't allow that. All right? You're lying. They're doing this thing. Well, there's a human and alien breeding program. Angels don't have sex. No, we said aliens. Well, those aliens are angels. Right? You got good angels, you got the demons. Demons are angels, and they don't have sex. So that's a lie. No, these are demons. Well, those angels that are, that do the work on the left-hand side, they're angels too. Those are the Most High's angels. Never heard of the angel of death? Right? Satan is an angel that works for the Most High. All right? You're not in opposition to the Most High. So when you know these things, the lies go out of the window. In those UFOs, those are, what are they? Are they demons? Some of them are, but they work for the Most High. Okay? And they don't have sex, and they didn't come down and mate with women, and that's a lie, because angels don't have sex. So I'll tell you what does happen. Somebody makes these stories up, right? And pushes them out there knowing that you're going to bite on, push the story out, but the story is cut in half because number one, angels don't have sex. And then the Most High created these lines, okay? So whatever can be done is approved by the Most High. Angels don't have sex, so that ain't happening. That's a lie. Is there a human and alien breeding program? Well, in order for a human and alien breeding program to go on, first of all, you need an alien. Where did that come from? Where did an alien come from? Okay? Because God didn't create no aliens. Okay, he created angels, and they don't have sex. So whatever human alien program is going on, that's of man down here. They're lying about it, telling you that it's something that it's not. Okay? Because angels don't have sex. And as long as you understand that, right? Let's get that real quick. But you didn't work it out. Slovakia. Let's get us called bodies terrestrial. Slovakia. Let's get it. See, because that's a thing now. Well, they had made it with the, no, nigga. First Corinthians 15 and 40. I'm going to read it from here. First Corinthians 15, 40. We'll start at 39. 1 Corinthians 15:39. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies, non-human, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. That's a human. There is one glory of the sun, another glory of the moon, another glory of the stars, for one star differ from another star in glory. All right, so understand, okay, that the Most High is running this thing. And he created things like this. Angels don't have sex, so they can't go procreate and bring something forth. That's a lie. Okay? Now this devil down here, the so-called white man, he can experiment with what's already here and claim that he came up with something. He's being allowed to do things like that. But as far as angels having sex, he can't do that. He can't make an angel have sex. He wasn't given that power. Okay, so that's a lie. And we understand that. Men of the Lord, we understand that. So we can't be lied to. That's what it means. That you won't be able to fool the very elect. No, angels don't have sex. That's a lie. This whole Nephilim thing, talking about us first. The fallen is us. We fell, right? Sons of God, who are a classification of men. You got the sons of God. You got the sons of men. You got the sons of the wicked. Okay? They're all men. And to know these things, well, the sons of God had sex with human daughter. You're all fucked up. You understand? And you can't fool the very elect. So that falls. I'm talking about some Billy Carson bullshit, but this is what's out there being pushed right now. Why? Because they're about to try this blue beam thing, and they got to get that, sneak that scaly alien up in there. Right? the ones that Mengele created at the laboratory. They've been working on this shit for a long, long time. And when you understand it and can see it clearly, it all falls apart. But they're about to get some good traction. You can tell right now they're about to get great traction. They're about to scare a lot of people. All right? Even their own. And they're going to yet durst fight. But what we're saying here is we know that angels don't have sex. And it can be proven in the scripture. So that throws Billy Carson, just go back to the cave that you crawled out of because you thought it was time to come back and finish up getting your money because you didn't finish the first time, clearly. So look for these things. These are, let's get this. These are the signs of the end and of his coming. False prophets. Many shall come. False prophets. Here they are. I'm Christ. Right? I know what's happening. The sons of God. False teachers. The sons of God had sex with, yeah, we did. Sons of God are going to have sex with these tramps in the kingdom too. Right, to bring forth a righteous man of the Israelite. What was I doing? And yet durst fight. 2 Ezra 13 and what? Eight. 2 Ezra 13 and 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were afraid, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Okay? So, the end that we're in right now, we're at the end of the age, as Billy Carson so correctly put it, as though he didn't learn that from us. We're at the end of the age. See, if you're running around saying that we're at the end of the age, you've been listening to us. What's going on? What's wrong here when we're at the end of the age? Who knows that? The men of the Lord know that. Who said that we're at the end of the age? The Bible does. Nigga, and you weren't out there 15 years ago saying that before us. You're out here in the last 4, right? Out of 20. You're out here in the last 4 years regurgitating what we said with a different spin on it, which is going to get your black ass in trouble. All right? Lusting after whatever you think you see, right? This power, right? You going about trying to get it the wrong way. Crawling in another way. Sneaky little nigga, and you should have quit the first time. Here you are again, because you're lusting. The end, the build-up. We're at the beginning of the end, right? That's what I wanted to get. It shall speak and not lie. I wanted to get that before the camp was over. I wanted to get so long been without fruit, and it shall speak and not lie. In the end, it shall speak and not lie. All praise to the Most High. Speak and not. Habakkuk 2 and 3. Let me read it from right here. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end, we're at the end right now, it shall speak At the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So patience right now. Woo! We're so close. We can see it, right? We see niggas creeping up for the second and third time, coming back for more. Heckle and Jekyll just waxing worse and worse. So all the signs are there, right? And what do the signs mean? That we gotta buckle in, right? And patiently endure and wait, right? For that reward. It's here. All right, it's gonna get worse. Well, now we see it that it has arrived. Now we watch it get worse. Now we watch it get worse. We learn how to hang on, right? It will surely come. 9. Second measure is 9. Number 1. We're measuring. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently, and the 7 when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the earth, the world which he made. Slucking. So, we've been measuring. We're here. Now we're at the beginning of this incredibly bad time. So take a breath as it gets worse. We're here, we see it. Okay, damn. Start. Now what? Take a breath, because it just gets worse and worse and worse. And when it's unbearable and you're hanging on by a thread, that's when it'll end. But, you know, it could go on for years. It might be abrupt. We don't know. You gotta hang, right? You gotta hang. Everybody's gotta hang, right? And that's part of it. Going through it is part of it. Boy, I can't get out of Matthew 24, but Matthew 24:13, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. All right? So, what does it mean to endure until the end? Well, number one, that you can't be fooled, right? He that shall endure till the end, the same shall be saved. That's the elect. All right? If you're of the elect, you're going to see the whole thing. Lord willing, some of us are going to go down. But don't see it like that. See it as I'm going to see everything. And if you're of the elect and you only made it so far, you saw everything you were supposed to see. You good. All right? See you at the toast, Lord willing. We'll see you at the toast, Lord willing. All right? And we'll do some toasting. All right? You got to put on that endurance helmet. You know what I saw? That suit of armor. A brother showed it. I think it was in England somewhere. And he pulled up and he said, look at this, brethren. Look at this. There's a coat of armor. And down there you see the fringes, right? That's the whole, what is it? Put on the whole coat of armor. What is it? Put on the whole armor. The whole suit of armor, right, isn't complete without the fringes. Right? That's what I got out of that. So that you can withstand the fiery darts. Well, Ephesians 5, is that what that is? Why is that called? Amen. Six and 11. Lock in. You know what I mean? Start at 10. It's called the whole armor of God is the header. It says Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High that you may be able to stand against the wiles of this devil. Okay? I'm going to end it right there. The whole armor, right, was that suit plus them fringes, right? In a spiritual sense. Oh, use the fringes up. Right, so, you know, hey, have a little fun because it's about to get, about to get thick out there. So, but be comforted, right? Stay strong. Just told you, right? 6 and 11, 6 and 10, Ephesians. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Spiritual power. Put on the whole armor of the Most High that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So lock in, all right? So, just stay strong. Be strong in this thing. Here comes that spiritual power. Look forward to these, there's a lot of bad coming, but what about that balance? All right, so with that, right? With that, we go here. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, all right? So, hey, this devil's coming, right? You should be ready, all right? You don't fear this devil, you fear the Most High. Keep pushing, stay strong, keep your eyes single, right? Don't be deceived. Stay in the Word, stay prayed, right? Call Halal Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Hashem Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, and great millstone, even the elders that came before them. That taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and the sincerity of the hopeful elect tabernacle of faith. Right? Shalom, shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, shalom, Shabbat, shalom. All right, shalom.